Welcome to Business Profile TV, the show that highlights companies' products and services and brings them directly to you. We're joined today by Chris Polito. He's the Vice President of Pool Environments. He's in their Plano office today. Chris, I know there are a lot of pool builders out there. What separates Pool Environments from the rest?
Well, one thing we try to do is to try to create a custom environment in someone's backyard and not just try to force our ideas onto them, but to listen to them and to give them something truly unique, something that they can really enjoy not only looking at, but using.
Chris, I imagine it's a little bit tricky. Somebody kind of knows what they want. They have a picture they've seen somewhere. You've got to make it reality. How do you make it all come true?
Well, the key point is, as you touched upon, many customers know what they don't want more so than they know what they want. So what we try to do is ask some questions and then stop and listen. And I think that's really what sets us apart from a lot of people. We're not trying to force you into a preconceived notion or a little box that we already have made out for you. We want to hear what you want so that we can design something that will suit your needs and be totally representative of you, an individual, and not someone who we've already built that project 100 times before.
When you go on the Pool Environments website and look at some of the pictures of your work, I think that's apparent that you don't do, as you call them, cookie cutter pools. You design pools from scratch. Why do you do this? I mean, it seems like a form of artistry. Do you enjoy doing this type of work?
Well, when Tom started the company 20 years ago and then I came on a year later, we just made up our minds that instead of building 300 nondescript pools a year, we would rather focus on the few select people who recognized value and wanted something truly unique. We don't set the world on fire by building hundreds of pools a year, but we make 50 people very, very happy. And that's what we try to build around. We try to give them individualized service and try to meet their needs one-on-one instead of just passing them off to other people.
Chris, when you look at, again, go on the website and look at some of the pictures of the work that you've done and what you can offer, how do you get the landscaping and all that? How do you make, as you say, a backyard environment, a pool environment?
Well, there's many things that have to work in harmony. The landscape, the hardscape, the waterscape. I'm sure you've been to people's backyards where you've been into the backyard and looked at it and said, something just doesn't feel right. You walk outside, it's wall to wall concrete, the pool's too big. What we try to do is make sure that there's room for everything. Sometimes people will say, I want a bigger pool in their backyard. And I'll say, no, you really don't. Trust me on this. And they'll say, I want more decking. And I say, no, you really want to soften your backyard with some landscaping. This way, when people come out to see your backyard, it's aesthetically pleasing and it gives you a sense of relief instead of tension.
As you say, Pool Environments isn't for everybody. You're not going to outbuild the world, but when you do pools, you offer what you call value. What do you mean by that specifically?
Well, that's a very nebulous but important question, because the best way to determine that is to realistically ask the customer, what do they hold as important values? What do they see in companies that they want to do business with? What do they see as something that they can live without or something they can't live without? And what we try to do is match those needs. We offer personalized service. You have owners involved in the process. I'm in charge of sales. Tom is in charge of construction day to day. We have people who have been with the company for over a decade that help us along with everything from scheduling to design work to the service after the fact. So we want to coddle you. We want to take care of you. We want to treat you like you've been treated when you go down to Sewell Automotive and buy a car from Carl Sewell.
Chris, anybody who's ever owned a pool knows that if you have one long enough, something's probably going to go wrong. Does Pool Environments just build pools and then that's the last they see of you, or is there service down the road?
Well, I hope that we continue to see you. We like to build relationships, and to that end, Many of our customers are repeat customers. They'll tell us that we helped sell their house. When customers came into their house to look at it, they looked at the backyard and said, "Oh my gosh, this looks like a resort." And that helps them sell their house. And I tell people that often that when they'll often tell me that realtors say that pools aren't a good value, and I'll say, well, in reality, you're going to benefit from using it, but also when you go to sell, you're competing with everyone in the neighborhood, and if your backyard looks beautiful, that's just one more advantage that you have. But in the long term, we want you as a customer for years and years. When 10, 15 years from now, we want you to still call the same phone number, talk to the same people, and let us help you remodel that pool that we've just built for you. And that's actually happening, where people have commented, "God, I can't believe I can call the same number 15 years later and talk to the same people who built it the first time." And if you have a problem Friday night at 5 o'clock, call us. Someone will call you back. You don't have to wait till Monday to get a phone call. We have an emergency response team, and if we can't fix it with walking you through it overnight, or that night, then we'll have someone out there Saturday morning to help you get through this problem.
I think anybody who's had to ask for any kind of service on the weekend knows that's a rare thing indeed. Chris, how about word of mouth? I know that Pool Environments prides themselves on what people say about you, and perhaps kind of do some of the selling for your company.
Well, we don't advertise in traditional methods. We have found that that doesn't suit our market. So what we want to do is we want to give our customers the best service possible. And also what we try to do is, if a customer adds a few feet of deck here or a few feet of deck there, or has some other need, they want to put some stone over in this one little area so they can walk over here where it's always muddy. I would rather give that to them when we're building the pool, and use that as a form of a reference and referral. And that is my advertising, because those people will go and tell their friends, "Hey, these are the guys to use. You're crazy if you use anybody else."
You know, when you go on the Pool Environments website, you can see the story of building a pool in the basement of a home, a very expensive home, I believe. How the heck do you make all that happen?
Well, that's a lot of work on the front end. People don't realize that I've gone to a job site, and we've put a pool in a hole that you could just about put a football field in, and we have to get surveyors out there to tell us exactly where to put it in. We'll shoot the pool shell in this hole, and then we go away for several years while the house is being built. And when we come back, it's all enclosed, and we have to work in the basement and finish out this pool. But that's how those pools get into the basement of some of the most exclusive homes in Dallas.
Chris, I know that Pool Environments in their 21st year now, I believe that's correct. What made you get into this? Obviously, it's not a short-term job. It's something, it seems like a lifestyle choice.
Well, it is. I just wanted to be able to walk away from these projects and be proud of the fact that we built them, and then also tell people, that I've left my mark on the world. I've got a 7-year-old, so people tell me, "How long you could do this?" So you do the math. I'll be doing it for a long time. I tell everyone that my new retirement plan is death, so I'll be here for quite a while, and I'd like to work on the projects that other people don't want to do, the challenging projects. They give you a sense of accomplishment, that you've really made a mark and you've really done something unique.
Well, again, congratulations on the website. It is apparent that you have done many projects to be proud of. Once again, that's Chris Polito from Pool Environments from the Plano office. Chris, thank you, and thank you for joining us on Business Profile TV. We look forward to seeing you next time.